What's up, everybody? This is Kurt H. I am Lazy Farmer. Hope this audio is better than the last one. When I did the overview, I got a response back saying that my audio was a little bit low. So I made some changes. I was almost redlining last one, but for some reason it was real low. I made some changes. I did a test recording. It's very, very loud, and I also raised the volume of the intro music and the extra music to be a little bit louder. But here we go. We are in Union Pacific, Fresno yard. We are facing south. We are about to take this pair of locomotive and this cut of cars here. I've got the LS815J, which goes to Goshen for the San Joaquin Valley Railroad. And at the end down there, I also have, let me go into train. I also have the LRF80, which I've never worked, and that should be industries between here in Fresno and Goshen. So we're going to look for those industries. Let me make sure I tagged my locomotives for the LRF80. So let's take a look. Yep. Okay, good. So we've got some, oh, that's interesting. Associated feed. We got a lot of pickups to do. Associated feed, that actually may not be the LRF80. Why is that in there? That would actually be that should be, well, if that's in Goshen, yeah, that would be the unit train would take that out. So we'll go down there. Once we get down there, we'll investigate and see where we're at. All right, so let's go ahead and hopefully things are doing this right. I am on the SRS server, Southwest Rail Simulation server. And once again, guys, I make the mistakes so you don't have to, but apparently some people still make mistakes. So if you happen to be in this yard or any other yard and you're sorting cars and you're getting all the industries together, that's a good thing, guys. The bad side of this was that the yard power was left parked right here, not on the ladder, but parked right here. So I had to move it in order to get my train to come out. So yeah, that's a problem. You want to make sure that you tie down your power somewhere where it's not going to interfere with other trains. And I did shove it back here. Really, when it's done, all your power should be over here. You know, whether it's tied down on this track or better yet, this track here. That's where your power should be, not left out on the yard or on the ladder where you're blocking, you know, your crew. You put power, if you're going to set it up, you put power on it, tag it, leave it, the crew comes out, they jump in it, power it up, get it going, they start to pull out, and they can't go anywhere because there's other power sitting on their exit track. So, all right, I'm going to ride the rails here only because I don't like when the alerter goes off. And of course, you know me, I do not use my horn or my bell all that much. So, all right, lights are on. It is getting dusk out here in California. Let's go ahead, release the hounds. Take the brakes off is what I mean. We are at notch 2. I've got slow speed set for 10 miles an hour. That is rail driver showing 15 miles an hour, but usually inside of a yard it's 10 miles an hour unless you're going around the engine houses or the repair facilities, at which point it's 5 miles an hour. So, and here on the Lazy Farmer Railroad, it's safety last. I kid, of course. Southwest Rail Simulations open to anybody, no checkout ride really required unless you do some shenanigans and stuff, and hey, you did, you know. So we got lots of work to do. It's, you know, don't be afraid of playing multiplayer, because quite frankly, we can teach you how to pick up. Oh, that reminds me, speaking of pickup, I was going to talk about it. Hold on, I need to go and pull up the registry for the SRS. And I gotta go find the tab for Fresno. There it is. Make a registry entry. So I'll start by putting in my ID. There's a link here. I should show this, but I wasn't set up for it, so bear with me as I walk you all through it. UP Fresno Yard. Go next page. Train code. I'm going to be doing the LRF80. And I am currently, let's see, status is I'm on duty with it. What track is this on? LRF80, they had it on track 6, so I'm going to go track 6. And let's see. LS815J in Goshen. Alright, so I'm going to submit that one. And then they should have an LS8. You know what? I do not see an LS815J. It was on the same track as this one, so it's on duty, dropping. I just put it down there, dropping the 815. Now, I don't know if we've got those pages set up yet. Oh, I got to get on the ground. Flip a switch. And I'm going to hold here. Let's get train brakes and hopefully I can stop. I need to look at that's Fresno South, Fresno Modesto. I'm coming out here. So I'm going to hold here. Okay. I'm just getting the picture. These are my two main lines. I don't really want to cross over. Let me see. I didn't have anybody coming, but I think I want to keep going down this lead here. I just want to see where this is. Oh, this is coming in here. So I must be coming out. I'm coming out this way, going south. So, all right. And knowing me, I'm probably going in the wrong direction. So let me just do. I'm second guessing myself. So what I'm going to do is go to free fly mode. I do believe I am going in the right direction. Yep, this is where we're going. Right here. Which is showing this. Which is the way that I want to go to Calwell Crossing South to Bakersfield Subdivision, which then will take me in this way here. And then we go to Fresno South. So we're going in the right direction. Okay. And then I want that light there. And then when I get to that light, when I get to this light here, that's when I will tone dispatcher, I guess, on the main line. All right, let's fly faster. Interesting. It's foggy in the game, but it is actually like threatening rain here. It's really, really weird. And I know I went through Roseville yesterday. Went to go visit family, got to go see my grandson, and that was a thrill. Poor kid, though. He's like, I don't even think he's even 6 months yet, and he's going through all his shots and viral doses and all that kind of good stuff. So he's, he was kind of miserable the time I was up there. Talked to my daughter and today, and he said still kind of the same way, clingy and fussy. So he's probably going to be that way for a while. So anyway, but he's a beautiful kid. Oh my God, he's gorgeous. My daughter knows how to cook. I'm just saying. So anyway, all right, so we're going to get down here, but I went through Roseville. First thing, April 10th, which is today, as a matter of fact, the big boy is supposed to be coming in. When I went through on the, I don't know if I had paid attention to that, I would have held off for a day. But anyway, I digress. So I went through, I think it was on the 7th, and noticed, like, wow, strangely empty in the Union Pacific Roseville yard. And I saw one train going out on the 7th, and I saw another long one going out on the Valley sub. So all that is on the Roseville server. So, okay, great, but what's going on? Well, yesterday when I came through, there were all kinds of tents set up. There were, like, golf cart trains. And I say trains, basically it was just a golf cart with dragging some wagons behind it, basically giving people tours of the facility, and there was a lot of people waiting for the big boy to come in. So it was a private invite only, so I couldn't have gone yesterday. But today I could have been one where I could have gone in and watched him come, watch the big boy come in. But I failed to do that. So bad on Farmer. So anyway, but that was kind of interesting to see that kind of stuff, and I was wondering what was going on too, because I was up in Auburn. Once again, Auburn is in the DLC, so I was in Auburn. Got a hotel that I could look at, across the way. It was high up up above Auburn, very hilly up there, so high up above Auburn, I could look out and see the tracks. And when I was in the hotel, I would sit there and I'm like, okay, there was nothing. I think the 3 days that I was up there, one train. That was it, one train. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. This is really, really weird. So I think it was just, if anything that was coming in, it was coming down through the Feather River route. But I think they even had held that up for the big boy. I would imagine. I make sure that they can accept it and its entourage, all the cars and other locomotives that come with it. The other thing too is I know that Union Pacific, they had that big derailment down south, down by the Salton Sea, and then they had another one which I think was out in Arizona. Both of them were stack trains, and there were parts and pieces everywhere. There was, though I know the one in Salton Sea, there was nothing around except for one switch, and I think it was a crossover switch. And the only thing I can imagine at that point was that he picked a switch. So, all right, let's go ahead. I didn't start the timer when I came out, but technically I'm on the yard lead. So this run here is going to be unique. Proceed on signal indication. What signal indication? He's got me coming out. So there's a signal. He's got me lined out. I just don't see it. Well, I'm going to trust in Otto. As drunk as he is, I'm going to trust in Otto. So anyway, so this is going to be a run. I'm running down to, excuse me, running down to toward Goshen to drop the 815 off for San Joaquin Valley Railroad, and I believe the cars that I have for the LRF80 are for all the industries between, let me turn the industry tags on so I can see them, between here and Goshen. Now here's the thing, I can kind of use the depot maps, but Depot did the same thing that they did with the Fresno to Modesto. They produced the map, but they changed the industries. Instead of going with what came with the DLC, and I'm not going to fight them, it is what it is, but it just means that I'm going to have to print the maps out like I normally do, and then go over and change the industries back to what they originally came with, because on the Fresno Modesto route, Run8 got the industries right, the Depot got them wrong, and quite frankly, I mean, they're saying that they had to make changes to bring things in line with their operations center. Why don't you just bring your operations center in line? I'm not sure how, what the hell they programming, but that's why, I don't hang out over on the Depot Plus anymore. A couple of bad experiences, and with not just with me, but with some other people that I witnessed. I'm like, yeah, this is not how you treat people that just want to play trains and have a good time. So anyway, here I go. All right, so I see the light right up here, up ahead. Looks like I got a green. Looks like this one and this one are for the two main lines over here. So we are lined out Currently still, oh, I was going to say currently still 15, but actually we just got the speed for 30. So 30 mile an hour track speed now. So I'm going to notch it up a bit. Take it another notch, let it climb up to about 25. I try to hold about, anywhere between, on at speed or about 5 miles less. So how's everybody doing? I hope that I know the last video the audio was kind of low, and I did put a notice on there, but there's a issue that we discovered. I say we, it's me and about 5 others discovered with the Fresno, not the Fresno Modesto, but with the new UP Fresno South DLC. Trains will route into the correct sidings, but they, unless they're spawned on the DLC itself, they will auto routes them in one side and then right back out the other. So, okay, well, if I've got to bring a unit train in, then I'll just spawn it and send it on its way when I'm on the UP Fresno South DLC. But that doesn't really. I might also just spawn it in that siding if that's the case. No, I want to be able to have it spawn and go and run in, and the document says that that's what it's supposed to do. I submitted a ticket, but I would like to see anybody else test it. If you can make it work, and that's without putting AI special location spawn points in, because those won't work. They'll stop other trains. So it's programmed into auto according to the documentation that came with the DLC, but it works when, like I said, it works when the train is spawned on the DLC. Doesn't work, and that's going northbound and southbound, but when it's coming from off the DLC, in this case coming out of the Fresno yard, which would be Bakersfield. So actually, I'm sorry, this is Modesto to Fresno. I will be going into Bakersfield Yard, so 2 DLCs away. I'm lined heading for Gobel, and then once we get past Gobel, we're going to be into UP Fresno South, and we just got to go past Sunmade Traver and then Goshen, and we should only be going as far as Goshen. So we'll see. Because I can use, like I said, I could use the depot map. I just don't know where the industries are. Back to a 15 mile an hour. Let me go ahead, slow speed. 15.1, we'll hold it there, but yeah, I'm back to a 15 mile an hour. It went 30 and then back down to 15, so I'm looking, try to keep an eye on that. So, like I said, coming up in Fresno, we're leaving Fresno, heading south. So we got to go through Bakersfield and then kind of a slight detour through Bakersfield and then through Gobel and then on to the UP sub south. And we're looking, typically that's just like maybe about a 2-hour run. So we'll see how long this goes. Try to work some industries on the way down, depending if they're trailing point or facing point. Otherwise, we're going to be going down to Goshen, at which point, once we get to Goshen, that'll be the end of the stream, because all I'm going to do is set out the San Joaquin Valley cars, and then set up to work industries coming back. Okay, so we got WGM. Do I have WGM? WMA, VDCK, SRC, NFC, GK. Yeah, nope, I don't think so. Not here. All the cars I have are on the UP. I don't know why I looked. We're not even on the DLC yet, and the LRF80 is strictly just that DLC. So here we go. Yeah, I don't know what the change was, but I noticed that there's a little bit subtle differences to the audio mixer and OBS, and so I went with my previous settings and that last video that I put up. So I got, hey, there's no, the audio's a little bit on the low side, so okay. So I'm going to record this and we'll put this up tonight too for immediate publication. I believe we'll get this out. So I changed you can see the tags, the industry tags and everything. I changed it to color. It's, where was it? It is under train, I believe. Was it train? No. Trying to find out. I can't remember where it was now. Oh, message options. Sorry guys. Message options, colorblind tag mode. And not that I'm colorblind, but it does make them easier to stand out and see. So, and I also want to go look for these little orange dots. Having the little fence post there as well too kind of helps out when I drop the MOW signs to say, I use the black and yellow one to say this is the limit for parking cars. Alright, going to come off of slow speed. 20 miles an hour is our current speed right now. Track speed, so we'll come up to maybe about 17, 18. Hey, here's another question too. I really am looking forward to a solid app that I can use on my iPhone or iPad to track what trains. In other words, specifically, like there was a local that went by last night when I was in Stockton waiting for the train, and I was like, what local is it? And I couldn't find what it is. And I know the railroads kind of keep that stuff kind of, especially after 9/11, keep that stuff kind of close to their chest. But there's got to be information out there somewhere. I mean, yeah, I was talking to another gentleman that, he had one app that to track Amtrak, and I forgot what it was, and he goes, "You got an app to track Amtrak?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've got the Amtrak app." So, all right, 18 miles an hour, we're going to go with that. We're still holding at 20 miles an hour for, I think we've got I got to remember my signal. It's been so long. I don't even know where my binder is, to be honest. I have a binder of all the maps. I don't even know where that is. I think I might have packed that away at one point. Well, that's what happens when you get into Flight Simulator. So, anyway. I want to say restricting. Flashing yellow over red might be restricting. Well, I could actually go and pull it up on the depot site if they haven't changed that. It's, I get it, but it's still, sorry, I'm looking at, here we go, signals, UP. Flashing yellow over red. Advanced approach passenger. Proceed prepared to stop at the second signal. Freight trains proceed prepared to pass the next signal not exceeding 40 miles an hour. Passenger trains may proceed but must be prepared to pass the next signal not exceeding 60 miles an hour. Okay. Then the street light looks like it's a lunar over a flashing yellow over a red. So, well, there's advanced approach. Proceed, prepare to stop the signal. So, be prepared to stop at the next signal. Track speed is 20, so I can't be exceeding 40. I'm only doing 18. Prepared to pass the next signal, not exceeding 40. So, pass this signal, but the next signal, and be prepared to stop at the next signal. So, it might be an advanced approach because am I going to diverge? Let's take a look at the dispatch screen. So right here, yeah, pretty much it looks like it's going to be. So that's the light that's flashing. I get this one, I have a stop. And we do have a track. Track number 1 diverges in. We go single track all the way up to global. I want to see how fast we can get this thing. What's the track? What's the train HUD? Oh, it's only 3,000 feet, 47, almost 5,000 tons. That's not bad. We're at 1.3 horsepower per ton, so that's appropriate. Alright, that's probably the only horn you're going to get tonight. It's stock horn, nothing special. Just cruising. Nothing special. Oh, now we're going downhill, so I'm gonna slow speed doesn't. Take it down a notch too. But yeah, slow speed doesn't do anything for downhill, so I gotta manage that. Manage it with the brakes. Still indication of 20 mile an hour. Let's see, track HUD, yeah, track speed 20 miles an hour. Previous one was an approach medium. Interesting. That's not on the documentation. I must go look. Alright, advanced approach. So for on the UP sheet that I'm looking at, yeah, black over, flashing yellow over red. I'm saying black. Flashing yellow over red is an advanced approach. Oops, 18. Oh, we're flat even. All right, we're gonna keep going at 3. Should be able to hold here. So in this area, Amtrak runs on the BNSF lines. So the benefit here is we're not going to see Amtrak at all. We just might have other freight. Uh-oh. I lied. All right. So we have ourselves a clear. Try to remember to do the countdown timer as well too. Once we diverge and get onto the main, we should be Actually, I think the track to our right is going to diverge into with us. So we're just going to keep right on going on this rainy evening. I was like, what is that? And I forgot it's the, because you can see if I do that, they go away. But it kind of makes, with the black background, it makes them stand out a little bit easier. And I think that makes it easier for you guys to see. And honestly, it makes it easier for me to see too. And that's why I ride on the up on the steps, because then I don't have to hear that. But I thought I'd come in here and let you guys look around. Okay, just to make sure, let's take a look. FRS. Nope. That's sun-made. Okay. Oh, FRS, Fresno. Okay, sorry. I was like, let me go airborne here. Oh yeah. This would be the that's Union Pacific over here. All this over here. This is the actual BNSF Calwa yard. Okay, no. And with that, all right, on this side. Oh, I missed it. I got ran over. There we go. I'm sitting there pressing the button for the attach point on. It's programmed onto the rail driver. I'm sitting there hitting the button and nothing. I got nothing. All right. See, I'm looking over here too. That's intermodal. So you got Fresno intermodal, and then the next stop going north would be Stockton. Stockton's got a pretty good size. Went by, I looked at it yesterday. They have a really good sized intermodal yard, primarily feeds. I know Amazon is right. They got a huge warehouse right there. I think it was Walmart's got a huge warehouse right there, and they're all pretty much connected right to the intermodal yard. So they come in, drop in Fresno, and pick up whatever they need to pick up, and head on north and do the same thing in Stockton, and they just keep going. I think in terms of the server, that was something I'm looking at. I'm like, I don't see a lot of intermodal stuff for people to run. Those that want to run, just want to run a road train, because they might feel it's the easiest thing to do on a server. I think I started to say earlier, don't be afraid of playing on a server, because half the time, if you're going to be doing it, it's just learn how to use the registry. And once you get to know the registry, and you can reach out to me or to any of the other admins that are on, that are a part of the SRS, go ahead and reach out. We can walk you through it. It's not hard. It's just something that you have to remember to do. All right, we're going to do countdown right at the road. Still 20 mile an hour track speed here. All right. So anyway, yeah, it's just like I did here. It's like I jump on, I'm taking this, I just wrote a little note, running to Goshen and back, and and if I don't finish it, I'll just find oh, there's part of those double tracks are BNSF. I'm going to segue, and I'll come back to that in a minute, but those are BNSF, and I've got the LS815J, which is the San Joaquin Valley Railroad that actually goes from Union Pacific and out through the town of Hanford, and will cross those same tracks. So if you see BNSF, or you've got a lot of BNSF eye candy on your solo player or on your server, you'll see those go by on the western side of Hanford. Cold. I think that's a different local. Yeah, and I'm looking at this one. This is grain. I don't know why this one is labeled as LRF80. That may need to be re-tagged, because that way it doesn't show up as cars need to be picked up. Because honestly, the industries, whether it's at Goshen or Traver or wherever, the unit grain trains come in and will drop their, put their cars into the industry, and once they turn, the power will take them back to where they came from, and it's just back and forth. What's being worked out now is where we're going to have those trains spawn. And since, as of right now, since if they're coming, I was mentioning as they come off the DLC, they'll route through the siding, but they don't stop in the siding the way the document says it's supposed to. So that makes those unit grain trains ones that have to be operated manually. So the good news is, you know, auto will route into that siding. Okay, and so it's just a matter of, like, I was kind of playing around that 3 out of the 4 are going to come out of Yermo, because they do go through Barstow, so Yermo makes sense. So I have them come out of Yermo. I've dedicated 3 tracks to the 3 out of the 4, because the 4th one actually comes from the north and comes over the Sierra Mountains down through Roseville, or you can even consider it that it's coming through the Feather River route. It would come south in this way here, and then pull into, actually I think it's Formosa. For the farthest one is the one that comes from the north. I have to go look that up. So that'll take care of that. But I'm having to get reacquainted with. I've erased all the spawn points on my test server, and now I'm playing with the AI routing to make sure that the trains route to where they need to go, you know, and then hopefully auto will distinguish between, like, TR is Traver. I think the last video I said TU was Trona. It's not. TR is Trona. Well, Traver on the UP South is TR as well too. So hopefully auto can distinguish between the two. We'll see. But at the very least, it'll be manual in, and then once it gets there and the cars turn, honestly, it'll be up to admin to go ahead and pull the cars out, shoot a, you know, AI the train so it goes off the map, so it goes back through Yermo, and then make sure that you go to the Yermo and drop another supply train, and then put that in the registry. And that's the stuff that we're trying to work out right now. So I gotta sit down and have a conversation with the guy that's in charge of the Google Sheets, and it's, on our end, it's extremely complicated. On the user's end, piece of cake, guys. That's the reason it's complicated on our side, is because we're trying to make it easy for you guys. And here I am monologuing and not realizing it is 55 miles an hour, so let's ramp up. Yes, I went right straight to Notch 8. I just gun it. So actually we're looking for Goebel, and I think I need milepost tags on too. I'll turn those on. So as soon as we see Goebel, then I gotta start looking for the industries that the LRF80 is going to be serving. So that's the other side of it. It's like, I know that Depot came out with their map, but I haven't looked. Did they update their config file recently? I'm gonna take a look. Back up out of here. Oop, I got rid of it. Okay, here we go. Let's see, downloads. Depot Plus config files. I think they did. Last updated April 6th of this year, just 4 days ago. So I'm going to go ahead and download those config files. So I've got them downloaded. You can download them for free, and pretty much you can read the PDF file or watch the video. If you want to replace every industry on your map and make sure that your map is in line with the Depot maps, then yeah, you want to use the Depot's config file. It doesn't matter if you have all the DLCs or not, because it will only install the DLCs that you need, or the information that you need for the DLCs that you own. So That's clear as mud. Slowly increasing speed. We're about to go at 35 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone. Do I have anybody coming at me? Nope. I'm about to come up to Gobel, and then we're going to be on the UP Fresno sub-south, and then I will be looking. This is what's going to excite me. This is the first time I've gone past Gobel and not had my train disappear because we ran out of track. So let's keep an eye on it and see what happens here. No, I'm excited by this. This is long overdue. Long overdue. And I say that only because I've had other people that have played on version 1 and version 2 say that this is long overdue. So now the next thing is, I mean, I know that they made a statement a while back about going Fresno to Modesto to Stockton. So hopefully that comes soon. That'd be nice. I don't know where they're at on that. Somebody else is working on the AGS Phase 2. So be excited when that finally shows up. Defect detector.
UP detector milepost 212.3.
I turned the volume down a little bit. She got way up into the yellow. Turn this down, and I don't know. You guys may or may not be able to hear me over the game sound, so I'm just going to go turn it down a little bit. Yes, this is an experiment, and yes, I'm going to go and I'll listen to the video and make some more adjustments. But hey, you know, things never stay the same. If you expect things to stay the same, just, you know, you're just going to be upset all the time. All right, anyway, we are cruising. I'm still looking for that Goshen tag. Well, not Goshen, Global. So, but I am looking for Sunmade, because I think our first industries are in and around Sunmade, and those cars are on the end of the train. So I'll be making like special notes. Can I back in, get some cars, and then drop their cars as I'm heading on my way to Goshen? And then the other side is, which industries do I need to work on the way back?
Milepost 212.3. No defects. No defects. Total axles 216. Train speed 41 mph. Ambient temperature 43 degrees. UP detector out.
Okay, all was long-winded, but no defects. That's good. I haven't been up in the Met in a while. Don't want to wake up the weeds. I'm just saying. Alright, let's see, we're cruising here. Slowly picking up speed. 55 mile an hour track speed right here. We're at 45.7. Will technically be 46, rounding up. It's a quiet zone. I'm using my bell. So I'm just thinking about like starting my day. Every day they make this run. So I wonder how many hours they put in a day. Now I know that they've, we're starting out. We've got everything. I believe that this industry here is a mistake, as far as its being tagged for the LRF80. It should actually needs to be tagged. Probably give it the same tag as as its inbound tag. So the train routing symbol, whatever. I mean, I don't think LRF80 should be it, because it's not the LRF80. It's something like, it could be something like GBRFO, or in this case, we're going into, if this is, well, if it's, here's global, nice. So if it's Travers, it could be like GBRTR or GMBRTR, which would be grain meal. But anyway, it should not show up on the switch list for the LRS80. That's shouldn't be on any switch list for a local, because it's not, the locals don't pick it up, is what I'm really kind of going around in circles trying to say. So alright, welcome to Global. Say goodbye to Global. And then the siding's here, and then once we get past the siding, and then the next light after that, that used to be the last block. And then your train would disappear and go off the track, and then you'd have to set a spawn point on the other side in the Bakersfield sub at Seiko, or just north of Seiko, so that you could have some semblance of that same train with that tag coming in. So it's, yeah, it was. And they did say, I mean, in all seriousness, they did say that it was a conscious decision, not because it has to do with UP, but just because there wasn't much to do out here, and there was more to do on the BNSF Bakersfield side. So that's what they went with. And well, as Run8 got bigger and bigger and bigger, more people were going, can we get Seiko to Global, please? Can you close that? Forget the other DLCs. Can you close that? Alright, the Wolf Avenue, I see the green light. That used to be the end of this run right here. At, I guess, the Wolf Avenue, or just after it. So, yeah, we just passed here, right here. That would have been the end of it. The wolf, the bears. East Dinuba. So, now I'm not going to say, I was going to use some political stuff, but I'm not going to say it. East Dinuba, here we go. Alright, so there's another defect detector right here. That green light right there was the, you're not seeing my cursor? I just realized that. You're not seeing it.
UP detector milepost 218.4.
I do have capture cursor on, but yeah, you're not seeing it. I got a flaming cursor that's part of Yellow Mouse, so I just realized that you guys can't see it. Bummer. Anyway, past the light, that would have been the part where there's no tracks. We are now on Well, for me, virgin territory. I've never been on this part of the map. So we're out here. Let's go UP Fresno. We're right here now, coming out of Global, Sunmade. So let's start looking for our industries.
UP detector milepost 218.4. No defects. No defects. Total axles 216. Train speed
Turn
48
that volume down a little bit. Doesn't need to be
mph.
so loud.
Ambient temperature 44 degrees. UP detector out.
Make sure my industry tags are on. Moving too, up over 50 miles an hour. Slight downhill grade. Nebraska Avenue. After First, Second, and Third Streets, we get Nebraska Avenue. Alright, slow speed is on. 51.1 miles an hour, that's good. Track speed is 55, so that gives us a bit of a buffer if I don't directly catch a downhill like we just went into a 4/100% downhill grade. So slight downhill grade, but we'll keep on it. Keep a look at the speedometer, make sure we don't creep up past 55. East Saginaw. They just can't say East Michigan, but East Saginaw. I'm wondering about the street names. They usually get those right when they make them, so I just don't recall those names. But then, I mean, I've been down in this area. I just don't spend a lot of time down in this area because, like I said, it's just I prefer mountains and ocean, to be honest with you. CP North Sunmade. Okay, so we're coming into Sunmade here. I'm actually going to throttle down because I want to see. And if I go to maps and Fresno South, here we go. Oh, I should have gone right there. BDCK. Okay, so that's different tagging than what's on the depot map, but they have BDCK where they have BDE, CGK. So VDE is going to VDCK. If I have any of those, that'll be back. The G, I needed to go here because they have Guardian Glass is G. They have GGK, and I think I needed to go into GGK, so I may have to back into the sighting. And this is when you learn the first route, you make these mistakes, and that's okay. Do I have anybody coming at me? No, it's only me. Good, I don't have to worry about anybody except for now Sunmade. I'll come back in. I gotta come off, and I think that's what's that's what's supposed to be there is Sunmade. And I need to pull back in. I won't have as many cars with me though, because I've dropped. You know what? I could do that on the way back because I just realized I can do that all on the way back. So let's just go. You know what? We're gonna go. I'm looking at. Let's see. NFC. And that's Goshen. Then we go past Traver, where that's Foster Farms, and so I think we're just going to go right to Goshen. Because I think we go right to Goshen, and then on the way out we can work some of the other stuff, and starting at Goshen and work our way back. NFC, do I have? I think I have NFC. I'm just looking. I do have NFC. Tank car, and a covered hopper. That'll be interesting. East Stroud. So there's East Stroud, and then I think I might. Well, no, I'm just going to go on. Let's just notch it up and continue on. And then I'll worry about working the stuff on the way back. It looks like I might have one spot where I can kind of do a runaround. Or if I have to, I can use that particular sighting as a runaround to do what I need to do. So, but I'm getting a feel for this particular run. I'm thinking I would have preferred them to. We'll see. Actually, I want to see where if anybody's gone down there, where they've actually tied the San Joaquin power down, because I think the San Joaquin power needs to be tied down on either the north leg or the south leg, and then that way that opens up the two tracks down there. One's 2,000 feet, the other one's 1,000 feet for Union Pacific to roll through, drop the cars, and pick up whatever they need to pick up and go. So we'll see. How long is this one? There's Sierra Street, Draper, which they have is Graper. Their defect detector, that's going to get loud again.
UP detector milepost 225.2, ambient temperature 4 degrees.
Alright, there's NFC coming in. It's a long sighting, longer than I was expecting, but it's a long sighting. But I want to take a look. There should be. Alright, there's one. It's not as long as I was expecting. I was thinking that maybe I could put the cars in here and then run around and grab them and then do what I need to do and use that as the runaround point. Depends, how many cars do I have? I think I've only got 3, so maybe that might work. Because NFC's back in here. But it'll be interesting to see because I was just looking at the cars. Tank car, and a covered hopper. But interesting. We'll see. I'm not sure what that industry takes, or if it takes all 3 of them. We'll see. I don't know. We'll take a look and see. All right, so now we're going to be going. These are long mileposts in here, long run. So, but we've got, let's see, milepost 227.5, 229, and then we get into, see, past Avenue 368, and then Merritt Street. There's King River. That's not even on this. That's not even on the depot map. But anyway, it's moving. We've got 3 lights that we're going to be passing. And then we've got Traver. We might have FC, Farmers Fertilizer and Supply. Actually, that's FFS is actually Foster Farms. Foster Farms is, they have a huge processing plant, not only here in the town where I live, but also down here, way south of Bakersfield. I have nothing for them. Western Milling Adams Yard, Western Milling Goshen. Oh, the Western WMG. That's this. I don't think I have any WMG. No, that's what this is. And this was Associated Feed Supply Traver. Wait a minute. This is a unit train. Is it even there, or is this in? If this is in, I have to go back and look. Maybe this is in the UP yard and just tagged as that, which that's not accurate. Whoever set that up, no, that's not. The unit trains don't. Yeah, we don't do that. So I have a feeling we're going to fill the 1,000 foot track between the Y, and then whatever's left will go into the 2,000 foot track, and then we'll have to run around and then get our locomotives on the other side, and then we can work, I think, can we work WMA? WMAY, which I don't know what that is over on. But yeah, it's on the end, so we can actually Western Milling Adams Yard. That's okay. That's on the other side. That's off the main line. So we can go work that one real quick, and I think that's on the end of the track. So when we do the runaround, that'll be like we'll just pull those cars off, go work them, and then come back and then pick up whatever we picked up from Western Milling, if there's anything there. I'm not sure if, since this DLC's been out, if anybody's worked this. See where we're at. Oh, we're coming to Traver here. Avenue 368. And then we got light, and then there's Merritt Street right after the diverging. There's the light right there. So that light is the beginning of Traver. Actually, I take it back. I think that I'm looking at the depot map for Traver. They've got Associated Feed and Supply TRA. That's actually the unit train that comes in. And then there's Foster Farms Traver. And then they have Farmers Fertilizer and Supply. And I believe the default map has it as Foster Farms as well too. Alright, so this would be the diverge off into the siding for Traver, where if you're doing the unit train, it would come into here. And I have to go back and look at, and I do a little more research, and I got to write it down to remember, but I think the one for Traver actually comes up from the south. So here's FFS. Okay, I have to look at my solo player, because I believe this was the same as this, but I'm not 100% sure. So AFS, that is the unit train. Oh no, I do have some AFS. They put AFS right here, and AFS over here as well too. So that's the big loop, which has the looks like some broad train up here. Alright, so I guess tank is going there, which actually I would change that then to AFS-T for tank, AFS-H for hoppers, so on. You know, you get the gist. So I don't know where they want the tanks. I'm thinking we'll figure it out. We'll have to take the siding over there. CP South Traver. And we're not that far away. We have a detector, and then right after that will be Goshen. So I need to tell, yeah, next sighting. Request next sighting. There we go. Sighting available, proceed on signal indication. What do you give me? Yep, you put me right where I want to be. That's Goshen. Okay. Alright, we gotta slow down to 40. Okay. So I think everything from here is going to be from Goshen north. So first order of business, I think I'm looking at the time here. Maybe you got a lot of time to do some of the industries around Goshen. But the first set of cars that I'm dropping off are actually going to be for the San Joaquin Valley Railroad. So I will be dropping as many cars as I can. we'll see when we get in there what my plan is. I have a plan. I don't know but I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know what it is. It is what it is. All right, so here's the detector.
UP detector milepost 234.6 ambient temperature 43
All right, we have
degrees.
one light, two lights. So we have a light, and then we should have a diverging to our right, and then we'll start slowing this thing down to bring her into Goshen. I want give myself that light. Unlock that. I'll come up, and then when I get fully into here, I'll cancel my my routing. I did that backwards, by the way. I unlocked this. So I did the light first, and then I unlocked it. And then if I try to, if I right click, if I try left click, it won't flip. So yeah, I gotta either drop the light or just come to a stop at the light and go make the change. I'm just gonna go make the change where it allows me to actually click on the. It will allow me to click on the actual switch, the CTC control switch, so I can flip it. And then that should get me into part of the Y where I can drop their cars, which are on the front end of this train. So I have to drop the LRF80, which are on the back of the train, probably before I diverge. Drop the, as needed, drop the, drop the San Joaquin Valley trains, and then go back and probably do a runaround or go grab it and then pull it in. Hopefully I can get everything into one siding. If I can do that, if I drop before the light, and then diverge out, that should, I think I'm only 3,000 feet, so I should be able to get this onto. I'm thinking. I'm in my head, guys. Don't, I know you're lost. I'm looking at the map. Thinking that I could. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I will do that. I'll pull in when I go to diverge. Come on, we're slowing down way too much. Pay attention, farmer. Slight uphill grade slowing us down. So I will diverge, go in, and when I get to the next light after Western Milling, that's where I'll stop, drop, and I'll come up. I'll give myself the light, but I'll go through it, but I'll drop my cars for the LRF80 there. Then I can tell at least how long of a sighting. I can either use the 2000 or the 1000 because I've got a 3000, almost 3500 foot train. So I'm hoping the L815, LF815, or the L815J, whatever, the ones for San Joaquin Valley, I'm hoping they will all fit on one track. That would work out perfect. Because then I could use the other track for runaround and leave my cars. I've got to pull down and then grab the cars for Western Milling Adams Yard and cross the main, cross back onto the main and use the main. So that's what I'll do. And that will probably be tomorrow because I'm at 1 hour 23 minutes right now. I usually only get about 2 hours. So getting this down here and dropping the San Joaquin Valley cars so that they're ready to be worked. This is CP North Goshen. Okay. Okay, we're in, it's a 30-mile-an-hour zone. I'm doing 25.5. I'm going to go ahead and cancel my routing. Alright, so I've dropped the light. He can't reset it, but okay, so we're good. And that light's up there. Actually, okay, I don't want to do that. That's the runaround track for the Western Milling Goshen, which is a unit train. Looks like there is a train here sitting, needs to be worked. I don't think I have any WMT. Nope. It looks like power. Let's see. So somebody pulled the power out. You could have actually left the power in here, but that's fine. That's the runaround track anyway, so somebody must have worked it today or something, because it looks like, or it's taken a while for it, because it hasn't, cars haven't flipped yet. Wait a minute. Oh no, it did flip. Yep, that's the NP, North Platte. Those cars are going to North Platte. Alright, here's the light, so I'm going to start throttling down. On the ground, run faster than a train. And because I've unlocked it, there we go. Alright. Oh, yeah, see, hold on. We're gonna lock you there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna relinquish that one. And then this one. Okay, I just realized that that sucks. So these should not be parked here. Because these have, okay, this power, or these tracks have to be remained open. So the best place to park these locomotives are going to be on one, north leg or the south leg, one of the legs. That's the best place to actually park them. We're going to go set as lead unit. There we go. Had to hit the F7 sheet. It wasn't airing up. Okay, let's go we're going to go put these on that leg over there. Going a little fast, 18 miles an hour. 15-mile-an-hour zone, so there you go. Betty Drive overpass. Okay. And then with this, we're going to go ahead. Actually, I went back here, and then we're just going to back it up onto this leg here. Excuse me. All right. Tie this down, and we're going to go ahead and relinquish. There we go. Oh, actually, hang on. We got to do this. If I don't turn the lights off and then I relinquish the lights, stay on. Okay. So I want this one back again. Alright, I want to... I'm thinking here. Hang on. Train HUD. So if I split this one, split and have this 1,500 feet. So we're going to go down. Okay, we're going to go down the... ground. Yep, we're going to go straight. Nope. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to gamble. I think I want to go this way. No, I want to go that way. And then we're going to go this way first and go down here and drop. Hopefully our LS, yeah, hopefully our local will fit on that one. Don't know what the grade is yet. The Maps is having issues. He's signing in and out of the game. It's one of our admins on the SRS. And the one that's responsible for the registry. So if you have questions, you can talk to him. You can talk to any admin for questions. But if you have suggestions, that's the guy to talk to. But remember that the registry has been set up pretty much, and it's a constant state of development, but it is set up in such a way to track the trains, and you can look at the work list, and that's what they're working on now, that if something needs to be worked, that it will show up on that work list. So that way, what can I do? Go to the work list. Alright, now we're going to go straight. And what I want to do is, like I said, I want to put, hopefully the LRS80 will fit in here. This is 1,000 feet. So I'm going to start the countdown right there and see where the end of the train stops and where the LRS80 cars come to an end. And if they're on this train, then I'll break them, and then I can push the other ones back into here. Okay. See, he's already coming. Yeah, that's okay. I'm still inside and I got a train coming at me, so I want to try to do all my work in here. Oh, he's got a way to go. That'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be fine. That's actually just almost dead solid perfect. Could be maybe at the most, maybe half a car back, but okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and tie that one down. And we're gonna go up. Okay, we got a problem. Stops right there. Well, not really. No, not really. We're going to go ahead and tie that one down, that one as well. Okay. This will be perfect. This will be fine. And we're going to go ahead into here. Close, couple. Perfect. It's trying. Okay. Let's see. Train. 1,817 feet, and that's a 2,000 foot track. We're good. So I could probably get by stopping somewhere like right in here. Keep rolling. You ain't done yet. Good. All right, we're going to go back. And like I said, we're going to back up until we see our locomotives with the intention of stopping somewhere right in here. And that would be fine. Did I forget to flip the switch? No, I did not. I do that a lot. WHAG. WMAY. Huh. Where the heck is W? Oh, I'm looking, never mind. I'm looking at San Joaquin Valley tags. I forgot. This is San Joaquin Valley. I'm looking for LRF80. Alright, so 815J will be ready for somebody to work. And then the LRF80, we'll probably pick that up tomorrow. Alright, off the throttle, train brake on, and we're going to go ahead and hit the brakes on that car. And that one came in a little faster than I wanted to, but we should be good, actually. Let's go into train. Oh, plenty of room. plenty of room. We're good. Okay, that worked out perfect. So back to the other end of the train. And we're going to go ahead and close that. Let's set another handbrake. 3. Oops. I said 3. There we go. Alright. Off the train brake, and we're going to go ahead and back up a little bit, get the stretch force off, and then we're going to pull forward. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put this one back to normal. Alright, and then we got to pass this switch. Alright, we're going to go ahead and head back down the track this way. Actually, we're going to turn our rear lights on because we're going to be going in that direction. And there we go. Technically, our front lights went ahead and turned off the ditch lights. Why am I diverging? Because I didn't check my switches, and it looks like somebody didn't normalize a switch when they were done. On the ground. So, I have a past video I talked about that. There are certain places where you need to normalize your switch. There are certain places where you don't. And like there's some industries you might have 2 tracks. So if you put cars on 1 track, then as you pull out, you may either normalize or reverse that switch to protect the track that the cars are on. So that way you're protecting those cars. There's some more Dove cars right here. Oh wait, those are the ones I just dropped. Duh. So that was me that actually didn't flip that switch back. Duh. Oh well, I make the mistakes so you don't have to. Okay, and I'm also getting tired too. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually run down here to the other end. We're doing a run around. We're going to pick up our LRF80s, and we'll be ready for tomorrow. My first stop's going to be over here at WMAY. And those I think are on the end of the train that we're going to be coupling up to here. So that'll be a little bit easier to pull those cars right off, get over the main line, back in, and I don't know if there's anything over there to pick up. I don't think so. I think these are going to be the first set outs on this particular. Yeah, there's nothing over there, so it'll be a quick go in, drop, and get right back out. Do I have anybody coming? I do, but they're way out. I might be able to. Oops, I might be able to do that real quick, actually. All right, let's go ahead and the brakes. Ground. All right. Oh, I didn't normalize that switch, but right now I don't want to. So let's go ahead and Go forward, ditch lights on, there we go. All right, and then what I want to do is I want to come in, where are you? Bakersfield, I clicked the wrong button I see again, so I want to go and unlock that. The flashing is because that's where I happen to be. Okay, let's see if it'll let me do it. Yes. Okay, we own that. So I'm going to go ahead and follow this guy down. And I need to get into these cars here. All right, F7 cheat. We are going to reverse. And I want that one, set that as the lead unit. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and go put that back into forward. And I want to come down here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cars. So I want to go ahead and close that, open that, and that should be fine. Let's go ahead and yeah, it's released. Released. I don't think there's any brakes. I think it was on the other side. Released. Oh, no, that one's applied. There we go, released. Okay. And that means I better come down here. And let's get a brake on that one. Okay. Alright, I want to get some speed here. We'll go 10 miles an hour. Still way off. He's a Delphar. I should be able to get across, put these in, and get back over. So if you notice, one's flipped, the other one's not. While they're blue, I've right-clicked on them to turn them blue. So once you do that, you got to set them back so they're facing each other. Then you can go ahead and click on them to flip them. But when they're off like this, you have to click on the boxes. You'll get an error message. All right, so I'm going to start reversing that one back. He rolled farther than I really wanted him to, but that's okay. All right, he's going to come about 10 miles an hour. Let's run down here. Flip this switch, which will then show up pink on the dispatch board. And auto, that's one of the many things auto will stop a train for. Plus, I've got these over here set up so there we go. A little bit faster than 10 miles an hour, but that's okay. More like 12. So I gotta go look at the industry list and look at the 4 industries out here and see if they have them tied to a local, because I keep thinking about this. I'm using LRF80 because I'm doing the local that comes out of Fresno down to Goshen and then works its way back 5 days a week. But this is all in Traver, and those cars are ready to go back out, so it just needs to be AI'd. But if it's in the industry list as being assigned to the local LRF80, I can create any local number I want, and I'll just put the return train symbol in as the local that runs it. So that way it doesn't show up on the list. And if I see that on the all 4 on my local game, then I'll let the admins know and they can change it. So this is going to be good. I'm just coming right down to the end, about 4 miles an hour. Going to bring it down, but not to the bumper. Not coming all the way to the bumper. Leave a cushion, because you never know. The next person that comes in behind you may come in a little bit on the hot side. Heck, I might even come in on the hot side. I've been known to do that because I'm not paying attention, looking at my phone. Alright. Okay, so that's good. That's perfect. Then we know it can take 4 on this one. Any extras would have to go in here, obviously. No industry. Alright, let's go ahead and reverse. Just a touch. See it start to move. Come off the throttle, and then we are closed. It'll disconnect on its own. There it is. Alright, we're going to go. I'm going to run up, catch it. Actually, I got to run to this switch. Yeah. Which one was it? It's not that one. Might be one of it might be this one of those. Oh well. Okay, this one we flip back to normalize that one. Okay, we're gonna run down here. off? Or? Hmm. Whoa! Get back here! Alright. Alright, so we've got the cars for San Joaquin Valley down here. I'm going to grab and connect to these cars, and we're just going to pull them up. And then tomorrow we're going to go ahead and start working our way back. And I think a lot of it we're going to be going back light. Slow down. Because that last industry, I mean, I find it hard to believe that I'm the first one, but maybe I'm the first one in all these industries. So in which case then these locomotives will end up going back to Fresno light. Okay. Going back into forward, and we're going to go ahead and tail off. We're starting to pull. Let's go to ground. We're not going to pull up very far. We're going to pull up just about to here. And that'll do. All right, off the throttle, neutral. Tied the entire train down so we can come off those brakes, turn the lights off. And it's actually kind of a nice evening, so we're going to go ahead and shut these down. We don't have to worry about like frost or anything like that, or sub-zero causing the water to freeze. All right, so we're good here. This is tied down. Let me go ahead and relinquish. And all right, so that's it. My final thing to do tonight is go ahead and log this into the SRS registry, Southwest Rail Simulations registry. So if somebody else wants to come along and run the LRF80, or they know that they can take the LS815J, it's ready to go. So at this point, that way I want to relinquish. Still got the beacon. I wonder the beacon doesn't want to stop. Yeah, I wish they could. I mean, you can't. I tried playing with the switch earlier. It didn't work. But anyway, that's small potatoes. All right, so we got cars sitting over there. That was the first ones. These are going to go down toward Hanford. That's it. All right. Well, that's it for the night. We're just past 2 hours by 2 minutes, so it's not a big deal. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump out of here. My name is Kurt H. I'm a Lazy Farmer. If you like it, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. I would appreciate that. And then, of course, above all, share it with somebody, man. If you got friends or family that like trains and they're looking for, you know, something that'll scratch the itch until they can build their model railroad, Run8 is it. I'm telling you, that's what it's doing for me. So anyway, I will catch you guys later. Have a good evening.